What's up everybody, it's Parker with BI Elite. Power BI just released this awesome, powerful new feature called personalized visuals. And this allows end users in the Power BI service the ability to change visuals to show how they like them and save that view for later use. So I'm going to show you everything that you need to do to set this up in Power BI Desktop so that your end users can take advantage of this in Power BI Service. And then we're also going to go over a couple of best practices to keep in mind when setting this up. So firstly, this is a new feature. So as of right now, you will need to enable the preview settings in the options. Let's go to preview features. And we will see that there is a check mark for personalized visuals. So check that on. It's going to require a restart of your Power BI desktop. And then once you restart your Power BI desktop, you need to come down to the current file section and in the report settings. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see a personalize visuals options. Go ahead and check that on and click OK. And once you do, it's going to pop up with this extra little icon in the visual header. You'll see that it says that this visual can be personalized by report readers. You can't do anything within Power BI Desktop with this, but just know that the personalized visuals is enabled when you publish this up to Power BI Service. So the next step, let's go ahead and publish this up. So I'm going to go ahead and save my report and publish this up to my workspace. And I will select my workspace, publish that up, and let's hop on over to Power BI Service to see what this does. So here we are in Power BI Service. If we hover over any of these visuals, for example, this donut chart, we'll see this icon to personalize this visual. So let's click that, and you'll see it opens up this new pane, allowing users to change the visualization type, the legend, the details, the values, anything associated with this specific visualization type. But if they don't want to see a donut chart, for instance, they can change this to a funnel chart, or really any other chart that they can choose from within Power BI, even custom visuals if you have imported a couple in here. They also have the ability to change all of the settings for those visualizations. For example, if I wanted to change my group, I can do that by removing this field, and we'll see that my visualization has changed, and I can change my group to show, let's say, state province name, for example, and now we have a funnel chart for the state province name with our values of count of order ID, which was default in the visual, but we can also change that as well if we remove this field and instead use something from our measures table. Let's go with total revenue. We're now looking at total revenue by those states. So the end user has full flexibility to change this any way they'd like. Another example, if you wanted to use a bigger visualization on the page, instead of this line and cluster column chart, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of my values here. And instead, I'm going to show a bar chart. Let's do a stacked bar chart. And I'm going to change my axis as well. So I am going to throw in something from my sales orders table. I have a start of month date. So I'll go ahead and use that date hierarchy. Let's do year. And then also I will add in the same field, start of month date, and my date hierarchy and month as well. So we can actually create a hierarchy directly in this personalized visual as well. So I'm also going to throw in a value. Let's do total revenue again. And there we go. Now we have this custom visual that we've created directly in Power BI Service with drill down functionality. So we can drill down and see that. We can also change this visual to show as maybe something a little bit more insightful, such as a stacked area chart. And we can break that out by any category we would like. Let's break it out by customer category. And we have this nice visual on the fly. So now that we've personalized these visuals, we also have the option to save this as a personal bookmark. So I can add this personal bookmark, and let's call this my view. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. So now this user that is looking at their personal report can reset to default if they want to see what the developer has published out, or they can open up their bookmarks and look at my view and see it the way that they had determined. A couple of things that you might want to keep in mind to make sure that this works as smoothly as possible for your end user. If we come over to Power BI Desktop, we'll see that I have a lot of tables here, and all of these tables will be available to my end user. Maybe they don't need to see all of these options, or maybe some of these tables are intermediate tables to link other tables in the modeling view. If we don't necessarily need to surface these to our end users, we can hide them directly from Power BI Desktop. So for example, I don't need to show them the order lines table. I can right click and click hide, or I can hide my cities table as well, which is an intermediate table. And now this will not be available to our end users. If we publish this back up, they'll only see the options to show the tables that we are surfacing to them. Another thing that I'll probably start doing as well is I'm going to add a new tab here, and I'm going to call this Sandbox. And I'm going to set up a large visual on the page. Let's just do a line chart. And this visual can take up the entire page. I'm just going to throw in total revenue by, let's do by order date. So if we throw that in the axis, the entire purpose of this visual is to give them a large visual that is taking up the entire page just to play around with. So if I save this and publish this back up, this will just give them something to play with that isn't going to be small and confined to a certain part of the report page that I've already set up. So I'm going to publish this up and open that back up in Power BI Service. So now I have my sandbox tab. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Here's just the big visual. They can open this up and change this to be whatever they would like to see. And they have a full screen chart just to kind of give them an idea of what this might look like and give them ample space to create their personalized visuals. Another thing you might want to keep in mind is that you don't have to allow certain visuals to be editable within Power BI Service. We can turn off the personalized visualization for a specific visualization if we click on it and then go to the formatting options and go to the visual headers. If we scroll all the way down, we will see personalized visual. We can flip that off and that option will go away. So if this is a visual that is really important and you don't want users to be able to alter it in any way, you can turn that option off and now this will be a static visual. Last thing I do want to bring up, I have another video on the channel about row level security on measures. So only allowing certain people the ability to access certain measures. And that would be a very nice thing to couple with this personalized visualizations topic. So I definitely recommend checking out the video on row level security on measures because it will filter down the list of available measures to certain end users based on their login identity. This could be useful in case you want to minimize the measure service to certain end users for whatever reason. With that, that's the entire demo on how you would set up these personalized visualizations for your end users. This is an extremely flexible option that Power BI has just released, and I definitely see how end users are going to benefit from this new feature. If you do want access to the data that I am using within this demo, make sure you check out my training over at training.bielite.com. If you sign up for any plan, you'll have access to a hosted Azure SQL database where you can access all of this data. Hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one.